University of Jackson.
Yeah.
Of Ohio State receivers would be who?
Chris Carter.
Yeah.
Would be up there. That's tough. Michael Jenkins.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike Partial. Like, do you go pro career or do you go college career?
Hard, yeah.
You know, so.
Terry Glenn.
Yeah.
I think last year, I know he won the Blitnikoff Award.
Yep.
I was trying to join that list, so I think I put him up there. I want to say Chris Olave. I put Chris up there.
Okay.
And he's done it for 3 years. He's productive. Sophomore to senior year, so I'm gonna put Chris Olave up there.
Yeah, I would say the Paul Warfield, like the original wideout.
Yeah, it's way past.
I know, it's way back there, but I feel like there's maybe some room for him. Sorry, who else would we be missing? I mean, there's tons.
It is. I think
David Boston. Yeah, I mean, then you even go to Garrett.
Yeah.
And then you even go to. I mean, keep on.
There's so many different eras. I think it's different eras too.
Yeah, I agree.
Since you became the receiver coach, it's like we have a whole new era of receivers.
Yeah.
I think we kind of have to have our own separate.
And does that play a part?
Yeah.
I think it should.
Yeah,
right. I mean, offensive style, the whole thing. But yeah, I would agree. I think you're pretty darn spot on. So it's good. You don't think so, but I never planned on being a coach, and I became one. So if you ever become a coach, what are some things you've taken through this process, either from me or in the room, that you want to implement on your side of things as a coach?
I think the football aspect aside, I think just having a relationship with your players, I think that's one of the most important things you can have as a coach. I know you've had relationships with so many the players recently, and myself included, so that's probably one thing I would take away. Knowing how valuable that is to have a relationship with your coach on and off the field. I think that's very important, so that's probably one thing I would take away.
Awesome. That's not easy.
Yeah.
All right. So, I know some people are introverts and some people are quieter.
Yeah.
You got to get outside your box, because I do agree with you. That is critical. People really don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Right. Exactly.
And it's a big part. So you got to spend time with that. So good. You had one memorable moment so far. Is there one that jumps out at you?
For me, I think the Rose Bowl.
I was wondering about that, because
that's kind of like my coming out party. Worked on my favorite. Garrett didn't want to play the bowl game. Chris didn't play in the bowl game, so me, Jude, and Mecca got an opportunity to go out there and play. Have the game that I had, which I wasn't expecting that at all. I go out there, score 3 touchdowns. So in the first start, I mean that's big for me. So that's one of the games I always remember, and probably the biggest game that I won. Unfortunately, we had the ability to beat T4 and win another bowl game. Yeah, so I think the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. I could see that. I mean, I remember a lot of those. I remember the excitement with you and all that. That was pretty cool.
First start, Rose Bowl.
It was pretty cool stuff. It was big moments. It was 4th downs.
4th down, first touchdowns, fourth and 1.
Exactly.
We called goal ball.
We threw it to you. We didn't care. We're like, Marvin. And then again, the goal line. I mean, there were some opportunities there for game-changing plays. For sure. Yeah, that's good. I would say, for me, as a player, there's actually 2, and they both play into Team Up North. I remember as a young player, 1 versus 2, game of the century. And I remember, how we were down and we had to drive to go score.
Yeah.
And I vividly remember being in that environment and just that stadium and all that was it's all part of that. I would say, coupled with my last year in 2008, I caught 2 touchdowns against those guys. We did a good job in the game, and we got a chance to sub Todd Beckman back in, who was a senior at the time, led us to a national championship run the year before. And so he got to close out the game, and he threw me his last touchdown pass on a slant for a touchdown late in the game. And the relationship I had with Todd, that just went a long way with me and us for a long time. And I would say lastly, as a coach, being in the green room with Chris and Garrett on draft night was pretty cool. I mean, to see the families, the hugs that we got, just to be on a journey, Marv, and then to kind of see it completed, or at least the first part of the journey checked until the next journey starts. That was really, really, really special. And your guys' success is really what motivates me. Without that success, tank might start running dry. So we gotta keep this up. So you guys reaching your guys' personal success is pretty impactful for me.
Awesome. I think for me as a player, one moment that I've yet to get to that I really want to is the Big Ten Championship. I'm playing Indy. I think it's gonna be a special moment, especially game for me to go back there and obviously watching my dad play so many times in that stadium.
Yeah.
And to go there and play in Indy. So that's one of the goals. That's probably the biggest goal I have this year.
Let's make sure that happens.
Yeah, it has to happen.
All right.
Good. So last year was a great year for the whole receiver room.
Yeah.
Had a lot of crazy catches. Which of my catches would be your personal favorite? I think there's a picture for one of the catches.
Yeah, and I sent it to you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got a picture of it. That was Michigan State.
Yep,
that one was pretty awesome. And it was awesome, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there was something too, gosh, was it Iowa maybe? For a touchdown, a far corner.
Yeah.
And it might have been an Ohio route.
Oh, no, it's only talking.
Yeah.
It's
And-
4 for 1.
Yeah, it was 4th and 1. To me, I love, like, yeah, you got in, but it was like, you had a front foot down, back foot down, you got 2 feet down. That's college, that's NFL, that
Yeah.
transitions. You know, like you had a crazy one on the sideline and you got like 1 foot in. I'm like, well, that doesn't count the next level. That's worth nothing in my mind. Like, oh, okay, good catch.
The pro in you.
Yeah, no, I want it to be
fair.
at all levels. It's good.
Yeah.
You know, no excuses. But yes, the Michigan State one was pretty incredible. You put something on the route, which, you know, it's another conversation. But I think the 4th and 1 one, when you knew you lined up, you knew where the ball was going, and you were the only option.
Yeah, it was the only option.
You were the
Yeah.
only option. Like there's some pressure to that to make a play, both feet down on the sideline. I think I'm going to go for the touchdown on the Ohio route in the end zone. That's my favorite one.
I think that's a underrated one.
People don't realize the intricacy.
Yeah, exactly,
And what
yeah.
it took to get that done at that level. I like that one.
I think my favorite one would be the Maryland one. I think first play of the game, we threw the goal ball.
Oh yeah.
I got the one-handed pass interference.
Yes, and you're holding them off.
Yeah.
You're kind of getting grabbed.
I think that'd be one of my.
See, that's an underrated one.
Favorite one.
Why was it your favorite one?
I think that was the hardest degree of difficulty.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, I like that one. I think you did a good job on like leaning on him and holding him and everything else. But he just got your left arm. And you're able to catch that early in the game. That was big. You know, it was on the sideline too. You know what? That's an unappreciated one. That's a good call. Good call.
So you've been here as a player for 4 years. And obviously, you enter your coaching career. So, to you, what does it mean to be in a house state football player, coach, be a part of the program? Yeah, I would say that I take myself all the way back. So when I was a player, you love the locker room, you love your teammates, you're in it, but you really don't understand until you step back from it. And that's probably a lot of things with life. You know, I would say being a Buckeye has grown as I've grown. I think that, as a player, we put the sweat in, we put the work in. Like there's a lot of ownership that we have in the locker room. Now you transition to a coach from being a player. I'm never going to lose that. I understand what you guys go through. Now being removed and being in the outside world a little bit more, the university means more to me than ever, and it's grown. It's changed my life. My best friends are Buckeyes. It's just such a life-changing experience, and the people involved is what makes it so great. So for me, as I've grown, that's grown. Yeah, I think I did.
How about you?
Like you said, the people here.
Yeah.
You come here, I think I met probably my closest friends here since I've been here.
Yep.
Just hanging, spending so much time with them, on and off the field, whether we're catching jugs or we're going to dinner,
Yep.
riding scooters on High Street, just little things like that. So just meeting the people here is definitely probably one of the biggest things for me. And it's what it means to be a Buckeye.
Nice. Yeah, it's awesome being able to spend some time with you. As a group, we're continuing to set our mark, at Ohio State in this room, and you're helping do that, helping lead in that, and it's going to be a great year. Can't wait to see what we can accomplish as a group. Yeah, and as much as you're doing those plays on the field, we need your leadership off the field too. I know you know that, but it's going to be a special year.
I'm excited. Can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Appreciate talking to you, Coach.
Yeah.
Always a good time.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Let it